Hi, welcome to this video on an introduction to PowerPoint. In this video I'm going to look at the Home tab, which is on the top of the ribbon. It's the first tab option you have. We're going to explore some of these functions, which are the most common functions you would expect to see within your usage of PowerPoint. Okay, so to get started, I've got a slide on the screen here, which is a simple title slide. I'm going to add a new slide. Now, to add a new slide on the Home tab, I have this section here which says Slides. And what this allows me to do is to select a slide, but also to change the layout of the slide as well. So I could, for example, click on the New Slide button like this, and this will give me a range of different slides that I can choose from, such as a to content header here. As you can see, by clicking on the New Slide button and selecting the layout, it's given me a title with two items or two boxes for content. If I decide that I wish to change that, I can then return back to the top of the screen and the slide section on the Home tab, and I can click on Layout, and if I wish to, I could then scroll through a selection of different layouts until I find the one that I wish to use. So, moving on, I've set up this slide here. I'm going to put title on there like that, and in this first tab I'm just going to put some exemplar text. So welcome to this introduction to PowerPoint. Okay, now that I've added some exemplar text, we're going to look at how we can format the text. And to do that, at the top of the screen there are two sections we're going to look at. The first one being the font section, which contains functions on how to change the appearance of the text, and the second one being the paragraph section, which will change the layout of the text. So if I start with the font section, what I can do here is, let's say I decide to highlight the word PowerPoint here, and I can change my font style by simply clicking on the font name and selecting from a range of fonts available. And I can also change the size here. I can choose a preset. I could be specific and say I want to put in, let's say, 18.5, or I can use these A with the up and down arrows next to them, like there, just next to it, which will allow me to sort of quickly scroll up and down through the presets. Underneath there I have options such as bold, italics, underline, and superscript, but also things such as I could change the case here, so I can put it all in uppercase. I can change it to lowercase. I can toggle the case from what it was previously. I can go to sentence case, and if I toggle it now, it should do the opposite of what it was. And then I can do things like change the color of the text as well. Okay, now when it moves on to the paragraph section, what I can do here is I can add in, for example, bullet points, and I can change the style of my bullet points. I could change to numbers if I wanted to, or letters, like so. And then I also have the alignment here. So this alignment allows me to do left aligned, center aligned, right aligned, and fully justified. And I'll demonstrate each one to you now. So left aligned will align everything to the left margin. To do center aligned, it will align everything through the middle. Right aligned will push everything to the right margin, and fully justified will even it out across the lines to try and line it up against the margins on both the left and the right. Can also look at things such as text direction and line spacing here as well. So I could change the amount of spaces between lines, and this does help as well when you are trying to make things easier to read. The final aspect that I'm going to on the Home tab is the Drawing section, and this allows me to create some shapes, to arrange items on my page, and then to also just format some of those shapes as well. So if I was to click on the shapes, I could pick one of these. Let's say that I just go for an arrow, and I'm going to draw an arrow like that. So it's default blue color. What I can then do is if I go to shape fill, I've got a range of options here that I could use to change my color with, like this. I could change the texture of it to something like this. I could put a gradient pattern on there. Okay, so a whole range of options that I can pick from. If I go to shape outline, I can again do something very similar. I can pick the outline color of the shape. I can also change the weight of it as well, so I can make my line much thicker. If I was to add, let's say, another one here, let's just add a circle on, and I'm going to drop it over the top like this. I'm going to change that fill color to yellow, and I'm going to put the shape outline as light blue with a thick outline, and then also I'm going to change that to dashed. One last thing is that it's in front of the green arrow. I would like to be able to see the green arrow. So if I go to arrange, I have these options here where I can bring it to the front, send it to the back, go it through, move it up and down one at a time. I can align objects together, or I can even rotate. In this instance, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send it to the back, so that then my arrow is in front. So I've been able to just move the order around of the objects on my page.